Good morning, folks. It's 10:50 a.m. on the 10th day, 5th month, 2022. Well, isn't that an odd number to come in and have to tell you guys? It's D-Day. I told you 8 days ago. He was giving a countdown for this area. I was giving a countdown from here to here. And it's D-Day, and the weather attack is on. And I didn't pick the heaviest graphic I could find. I was just picking an area of concern. This is an amount of rain that's scheduled to fall within the next 3 days in this area. But here's the concern for today. Over the next 12 hours from now, there is a big swath of rain coming up through this area here, right? It's going to start feeding down into these lakes. And this is a amount of rain that will fall in 12 hours. And as I move this up to 24, it's a big jump. This water has to go somewhere. This water's running. This is just 24 hours, right? I'm telling you, just the days of concern is now. That's why I said, it's too late to go anywhere. Because this is all going to be inundated within the next 10 days. All of this. But the biggest jumps are in the next 24 hours. This is the big one. You see what I mean? When they're going to give you a 10-day total and say, oh my God, look at that. There's only been an increase of, according to this, what I consider the more accurate of the computer models. And no, I don't know what the anagram stands for. So I will have to do some homework on that. Somebody asked. I admit I don't know. I'll have to find out. So the amount increases is only jumping up a couple, 2 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters over the 10-day period from here. So that's why I'm going to do a 24-hour forecast for today, right now. Because this is the areas that are in immediate danger. And I have a feeling a lot of this runs this way. I'm not 100% sure of the catchment here. But with these hills and this amount of rainfall over the next 24 hours, I say, Townsville, you are fucked. Those are the words I use. And sorry if you don't agree with them, but you are. And this is a geoengineering event. And geoengineering means to create the world weather systems of all sorts. Excuse that dropping noise. Yeah, this isn't bad. Where this Cross River is here, and with all this mountainous area for flowing, this area here could be well flooded. Some areas more than others. As I did some lookings into, this parkland area here isn't very bad. This whole railroad estate could be in great danger of flooding over. So here goes that transport hub, huh? They might need rebuilding funding. This is not good. But, that new manufacturing center for, this district of the Hunger Game Australia version is over for here. And if your mind is settled on not wanting to understand geoengineering, then I can't help you. You have settled science, and science is never settled. And geoengineering is a science that can do beautiful things, I imagine. But I don't think this is very beautiful today for this entire area. Right? This whole area will be inundated. If you're out here on Palm Island, I'm sorry. I really feel sorry for you because you'll be getting a lot more over this period when the moisture comes in off the sea. But again, I got to point out, the jump is only after this. This next 24 hours is D-Day. And the runoff from it will go on for a few days, right? So I'm trying to paint you a little hope inside the moment of this disastrousness of this square area they're predicting is going to have major downpours. It's not the only area of Queensland that's going to be affected over the next 24 hours, but it is the most major one that's to be affected. Now, after that, on 3 days, I'm just looking at something a second. Yes, it makes sense that it flows along this line now, right? Because now that this high pressure, which I was telling you about, began to own and take over a major part, almost across your entire country. And the only reason it's oblong right now is there's a much lower pressure here that this will want to flow towards. It's the only reason why. Because it's got a tug here, is here and here, and there's the super low here. So for all effects and purposes, this should truck out of here, right? Because that won't have as much of an influence. But as it goes, it'll tendril that out, and the low line will move south. The 14, right? You look for the 14. That's what I say. Here's your 14. That's your atmospheric pressure, and always at 2 isobars on either side, 3 ice. We used to do 5, so I'm gonna keep doing 5. So 5 would be here, 5 would be there, right? 5 of these little numbers on the end. That's the only way I'm going to explain it. I'm not going to go into the scale. So you guys are, you're going to cop it. And I told you the amounts and I showed you, and that's a very, very lot of rain. You know, let's just average off, let's round down. Let's say you're going to get 175 millimeters, which is 17 centimeters. And 17 centimeters is a lot of rain in the next 24 hours. This is bad. The roads will be unpassable. Don't make a last minute ditch. Do you have the ability to, in your low-lying area, if it's really early, let me look of what's going on here. I just had your borders pull up because I wanted you to realize the extent of coverage of this storm, of the amount of geoengineered area that's creating this storm. Because you got a branch coming off here, you get a V-split here of energy, and a very square look to it as this loads. I'm sorry if it's choppy. Sorry, Percy, you're not the object of my preposition today. But you will be a little later. I'll flip over. I ain't forgetting about y'all, but y'all got about the most boring weather there is. There's a square form to that coming here. The low pressure line's running about here. And the rains will seep south. And Brisbane, what day is it today? Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3. You'll be battening down the hatches in about coming Friday evening. You know, bring your raincoats to go see your heroes and make it loud. Shout the colors on for Robert one time. Or shout, the change is here. Because you are the change, and wherever you are, it's here. Wow, look at all these chem bombs, these plumes going up all at once. Right now, not puffy clouds coming up. We're talking a straight line, evenly spaced plumes, and this one's actually moving along in a line like this. Look, watch it move along. Like it's being propelled, you know. Now, I've been on enough air shows and watched smoke coming out of the back of planes to know when one's flying along. You can even look at some where the air shows are, the chem over the top of them, or the sat views, and you'll see similar imagery. Go log. Make it a point to do that. Write it on your calendar, set a thing, and do some homework. Why? To satisfy your curiosity instead of saying, no, that's not going on. This science is settled. Like the OC, your Oz cyclone chasers have settled the science on geoengineering, and they won't even consider the fact that this is going on. Well, guess what? Cyclone chasers, this is going on. Your science is not settled. Yeah, they actually said that. I should show you. It's scandalous, actually. But that's not what this show is for. I'll do this some other time. No science has ever settled anybody out there. Boom, went the plume. Something's going on. Now you should be investigating. Ain't you curious at the majesty of our weather? And there can make this happen? Wow, aren't you wanting to know? Or all you want to know is my super funder. Look at that at the very end here. One of the last frames. Percussion ring coming out from this. Boom! That's the low pressure wake that precedes the main blast of an explosion. And often that percussion ring is what knocks your windows out. From a distance, when you see those explosions like in Beirut or various ones in Palestine when they're destroying those people's lives and they're filming it and nobody gives a shit. That's a percussion ring. Okay? Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm sorry. I forgot to change my mouse color for someone. My deepest apologies. Kind sir. Try to accommodate everybody. There you go. I'm sorry about that. These things are flowing upflow, as I would call it. I mean, if you're in a canoe or something, man, it's difficult to go upstream, and this stream is moving rather fast. Right? You know how far it is from here to here. And if you look at this as a 4 hours image time, and you follow that cloud along, that's how far, if it was a car, it would have drove. in that amount of time. And these are not your puffy white clouds you grew up with. These are electromagnetic frequency waves going through here. Look, I'll do it faster. You can see them better. Bzzz, microwaves, Georgetown. Getting fried, getting fried. Mornington Peninsula. Because it's going to piss it down up around here. Look at how square that farm is to this. Just outside Townsville. Look at that outflow boundary of heated air from a microwave that will flow this way and this way. It flowed in a way that actually pinned this square. And that's how you're ending up with these squares with flows of microwaves, by the way. Flow, flow, flow. And it creates outflows of wind. So you'll have wind here and more storms. You'll have a fueling of wind here. With the square over the top of Townsville. I know how to read these images. I've been doing this a long time. See that scatter box of crap here? These are just endless lines of chem. Are they showing here? It's just a whited out soup of mess. Outside Brisbane, you got a bunch of crap. Boy, ain't that an odd mix to the clouds, huh? The sun's at just the right angle to catch the side of the clouds and make the shadow so we could see it out here. Pretty good, actually, all these lines that are not straight lines, that are chemtrails, that are unsettling your scientifically set brains and unsettling your comfort that this could actually be going on. Well, they make their own weather, and they can even draw the compass and square of the Masonic Lodge right there before your eyes. They can. That's what it looks like to me in my Imaginarium. But my Imaginarium has an awful lot of coincidences. And this is not naturally occurring cloud formation. These are chemtrails. Fueling. It isn't even biblical, because God ain't responsible for this one. This is governmental insanity. Right? I got to point this out. Right? If this is the world called sane, right? If this is it, you walk out your door, boom, you're in an imaginary country called sane. And as soon as you're in that country, you are insane, aren't you? Well, I'm going to stay inside, I think, on a day like today, because it's insane out there. Look at that pulse wave in the middle of all this, all these microwave signatures and these clouds that I was showing you going on. Where exactly is this one frying? I'm going to go fast again and see. Or where don't I see it? On the edge of all of these outside Townsville. Right, let's go look. Outside Townsville, conveniently not showing. And if you could see a satellite image through this crap, I can't define it with this image, I would have to say. Only these fine lines here that you'll have very great difficulty seeing on your phone. Hey, we call it like it is, and I can only show you what I see. But I see them here. Bzzz. So let's go have a look here over the Davenport Ranges. It's a cool name. Home on the Davenport Range. Where exactly is that? I don't know my geography all that good. I'm about right down here. Okay. I'm in the Carpinteria area. Well, Carpinteria area, your weather's looking like dairy area as shit. There's your microwaves. Bzzz, rumblefish in the top clouds. You ever watch that movie? I just like the name. Absolutely fried, because it makes the sky look like the fish meat in the lines. You're being treated like fish meat, and it looks like cooked meat. Look at all these plumes going up, moving in the opposite directions of flow. Excuse me a minute while I jump this around. This one just explodes out. There's something in the whiteout milking mix. I'd like to test this for aluminum hydroxide. All the ingredients here are to make it. At some point I'll go over some of the chemistry for some of my geek friends out there that I don't have to dumb down a show on. Boom! And it comes out and nucleates that direction. Chem bombs suck. And boy, are they sucking the light out of Townsville today. Over the next 12 hours, you guys are going to cop it. Right here. I'm going to take you through just the long map. But you're right on that line. You're actually in what's considered low pressure. Yep. But that lake is not going to be great. Charles Towers. Didn't I say that one the other day? Charters Towers. The Twin Towers. What's up with these towers screwing people? Right. Longer look. Now I'm going to go off that area. As the storm will begin, this fluctuation of this line moves south, of this pressure line. That won't move now, by the way. That was just what's going on now. Computer models. Heavy downpours are predicted through here over the next 3 days. So you have time to react to everything I'm about to tell you from here. All right? These areas here, you have time to react. If you live in this area here, you're fucked, according to this weather plan. And I'm going to agree with it this time. Where all these creeks run off to about here, you're fucked. You got any houses around here? I'm going in now on the streets. I want to look. Highway. Here we go. Main threat. I'm going to keep saying it. Highways are dry riverbeds, right? When all these, I've been down your highways. Some of these things are rather steep, and it runs right next to the road. Some of these big ones here, these main roads going into these even, will all be just absolutely leather in there, just whitewater wrapping it into these main roads. And you know what the downhill grade is, right? You know this, I don't. So this is very important to know. Is there a big radar station? Absolutely is. It's right here. And I'm watching you, Emerald, like a hawk on this one. When it's right over the top of you, it'll have to go soft beam. And you'll expect the other ones to pin it. So we'll be watching for that move. Dingo, again. There you go. So it's still accurate. This is the area of the waterfalls, if I'm correct. So a lot of the water is coming this way. So, secondary flooding will happen along this area here. Be prepared. These main rivers. But you know where your flows are better than I do. This is obvious one because it's estuary. So it's coming your way. This area is coming your way. And if this takes 2 or 3 days to get here, and they hit you with this much more, Rockhampton, I'm going to tell you right now, parts of you need to evacuate. I would do it immediately. You have time to actually get out. I would evacuate immediately. All that's going to come within 2 days, meeting the floodwaters that had already fallen somewhere else. Grace Smear, get out. You need to get out. Raglan, get out. Okay? I ain't afraid to say these things. I ain't owned. My science ain't settled. Oh my God. Gladstone. If you're not on the hill, get out. If you're down low, this is bad. Oh my God. And this is all going to fall pretty much within 2 days. You get 100 mil more. Rockhampton, it's all within 2 days. Oh my God. All right, I'll continue. This is a geoengineer. Your D-Day is a little more ongoing. I hate to say thank goodness you're only getting this amount of rain, but it's going to be over 3 days, but that's a very bad. But you're not getting the warning I just gave Rockhampton. Goldie Flock. Over this 5-day period, I can't determine if it's going to be a super deluge event or not. And here we go again. Sorry, Lismore. I called you before. They were afraid to tell you I wasn't. And it's going to happen for just ongoing. This is D-Day. This is D-Day we confront geoengineering. This is the day we say, stop it. We don't want your smart city agenda. I don't want to work in the tuna factory making cans. Because that's what's on the plans. Go look. They're there. They're speaking about it. The funding is there. It's been more than proposal. And it's a very, very indecent proposal. If they take out Toowoomba, if they take out... And Max Egan, there's your crow's nest about to get it. Right? You know, all things aside. I know this is unfair. You know, your area. And that's coming quick. In over 10 days, this whole range. But that's your crow's nest. Excuse me, I pronounced that wrong. Well, you know what, Max? Where are you? I want your weather forecast. I gotta sleep sometime. Lowwood. Well, that's probably called that for a reason. How quick you gonna get it? You're not getting a get out warning. But I gave it to Rockhampton in that area. And go look and give him that warning. Get it to him now. Don't wait for this video. And just tell him, pack up. Find higher ground. I don't know what the surf conditions are, or whether they're going to pull a super low where you end up with a wall of water coming ashore as the full moon happens. I don't know. That has to still be determined. But I can determine a good warning. Yeah. Yeah, North Lakes and all that. I'm glad I said something a few days ago. What day of the week they picked that to happen? Could it possibly be during the weekend protests when people want to voice their opinions? Could things possibly disrupt this election? Because people that do weather warfare and control the science that they settle, that very much is unsettling all our lives. Let's go with the rain thunder now of the weather plan. I want to know when this is hitting. I'm just going to go right to the meat and potatoes. Friday, Saturday, when people assemble. Not matching up, is it? So know what that's telling me? When I see that steady a number. So we got a 124 accumulation. And all I'm seeing is this blue at 2.2 along the way. Somebody's lying to you. Right? You're being lied to. The number that doesn't add up. Or it's going to be absolutely continuous. 1 centimeter of rain every 9 hours for the next 5 days. That's an inundation. That's a slow creeping flood. Or a super saturation and bring on the big one. What's the weather plan say for here? Boy, you got a soggy bottom. So we start calling Geoengineers the soggy bottom boys. Look what they got planned for you, Goldie. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Weather plans for the Mooba. Oh, not again. Not again. Whose name keeps popping up here? Who wants the new Center City hub? Do you feel I've given you your update yet? I'm here with a Kleenex in my hand. This is breaking my heart. It is. And if it didn't break my heart, that wasn't there already. Because it had already been broken. It's fueling my fire. Oh my God. Anyways, there was your warning. Your warnings for here. Right through here. This is there's some get the fuck outs coming for here. And this is over the next 12 hours. This is the next 24 hours. And it's get the fuck out from areas of Townsville, north through to Cardwell. Any of the catchments where these flow to. If this is high ground, Bowen might be one of your options. Some of these mountaintop areas might be one of your options. But it's over the next 12 hours. You have got to move now. If you don't, an extension lead can become a rope to tie you off or to throw to somebody. Get some. Make sure you can get out of your roof. Make sure you got your pets secure. And make sure you got your senses about you. Don't panic. Prepare right now and just go. Okay? Big love. Stay safe. Peace.